guys, it's Brian with Crash Course Camera again, and today I want to talk to you about framing, and this maybe is just one video of a series. I don't know, I haven't decided yet, but the first step to better framing is to watch my other video about checking your backgrounds. I'll link it down below in the comments. But second, watch my other video about checking your edges. Seriously, do it. Again, I will link it down in the comments. Those two are things that you're really gonna need. And then, let's dive into this lesson. I wanna talk about symmetry, or more accurately, asymmetry. Framing up a shot seems pretty simple, but have you ever looked at what the average person's doing when they frame up an average shot? Maybe this person is you, I don't know. They sit or stand somewhere that they think the subject fits into the frame. They stand at their normal height, maybe with their knees locked or their belly poked out and gazing blankly through the viewfinder. Get the subject in the middle and pull the trigger. Seriously, this is usually the sum total of the thinking that goes into taking a photograph for most people. And it makes pretty boring shots most of the time, just like everyone else does. And I don't want you to make photos like that. I want yours to stand out. So with these simple composition tips, you're gonna be taking better shots than most people immediately, right now, whether you're on your DSLR or on your cell phone. And for the record, these are things I use every day for my cell phone photography too, so I know they work with any camera. So, number one, most people default to framing up a subject in the dead center of a frame, equal distant on both sides. And listen, there's nothing wrong with framing up a shot with the subject in the dead center. But my opinion is, if you're gonna do it with intent so that it's a compositional tool. Maybe to accentuate the subject's isolation from the rest of the environment around it, or maybe to just focus the viewer's attention on just the thing you wanna see in the middle. But centering up your shot is not what this video is about. It's about changing your default framing that you choose and changing it from dead center to observing more of the rule of thirds more often, like most pros do for a lot of the best shots. Now, there are, of course, some exceptions, but when you have specific elements, even in landscapes, a lot of pros will put a mountain in a third. We'll talk about that a little bit. I want to change your default, like I said, so that even without thinking about it, you automatically default to using the rule of thirds. And I'm not gonna go into why. There are tons of other tutorials out there on the rule of thirds, but just know it's a compositional technique the pros use most often because it looks great. The logic goes like this. Line up your subject with the intersections of the lines on this grid. And that means eyeballs horizontally, noses vertically. This is not absolute. It doesn't need to be dead on the line. There are plenty of photos I've shot where dead on the lines just didn't make a good looking photo, and the subject needed to be off of one or both of those lines for the photo to feel right. Here's some examples of using the rule of thirds. I'll leave the grid up for all of them so that you can see where things fall. Notice how things line up near the intersections of the vertical and horizontal lines, those 4 points in the middle, right? You get the idea. This is pretty straightforward, but I want you to go out and try it and see what you can get. Practice, practice, practice makes perfect. So that's it for this really simple and straightforward lesson. If you want to know more about the rule of thirds, go look at another video because I'm not going to talk about it in this series anyway. I do in the full Crash Course Camera course, but if you want to keep getting better at your photography, subscribe to this channel. It's the red subscribe button below, and then join the Crash Course Camera Facebook group to share and post your practice photos because you're going to get a ton of feedback for free in real time with all the other folks just like you. And I'll be there to help you out too. Cool? Rock on.